This is Jeff Mucci with RCR Wireless News. We're at the 2012 Mobile World Congress, and this year we're focusing on LTE deployments and small cell architecture. Today we have Khurram Sheikh, who's CTO for Powerwave. Khurram, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Jeff.
Can you talk a little bit about where you are with LTE globally, and then move through your small cell architectural design and products?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. Well, as you know, Powerwave is a leader in 4G wireless LTE technology. We've been supporting all the major deployments globally on 4G deployments on the macro side. So here we have our macro antennas, and we have deployed around 60 to 80,000 wireless broadband antennas for the LTE networks in North America and Europe. We've been the leader with what we call the pentaband antenna that covers all of the frequency bands in Europe right now. We also are developing the ultra wideband. As you go further down, you'll see our ultra wideband antenna that is true broadband that goes all the way from 700 megahertz up to 2600 megahertz. So it covers all the frequency bands with an ultra wideband element, and that would allow an operator to now deploy a network, get it running for the frequency band they want, but be able to upgrade to the different frequency band as they become available. So this gives them the future-proofness from the antenna side. Besides that, we've been designing remote radio heads for LTE. We've had the first LTE deployments in North America as well as in Korea, but we've come up with a new LTE remote radio head, our 4G LTE 4T4R, that's going to be deployed this year in North America, and this has 160 watt power, at the same time has 65 megahertz of bandwidth, so it covers the whole PCS band of North America and gives you that extra power and extra capability, and has 4 transmit and receive ports. That's the new innovation. And so that's been on the macro LTE side, where, you know, as operators are deploying these networks, they're leveraging the spectrum assets they have. The next challenge they have is to say, with the constraints put on these devices, the demand models that are changing, there's a requirement to improve the coverage and capacity dramatically, exponentially. And for that, we have started to do 2 major projects on the small cell space. We have the world's first active array LTE antenna. I've taken the antenna here, the broadband antenna, the broadband radio head, and now you see it in this slim form factor of an active antenna array. So inside this antenna is all the radio components. So basically we put the radio inside an antenna, and what it looks like to the end customer is an antenna, but inside it is all the radio components. Coming out is fiber and CPRI. So the active antenna is now GAing. It is available to all our customers. We've done major trials in California where we demonstrated the 4 to 6 dB performance gain of this antenna to an existing architecture, and that could mean doubling or tripling of the coverage and capacity of the network.
So do you see that as a small cell or part of the macro cell network?
Well, I think it's kind of a transition point. It's a transition point between what I call lighter infrastructure. So going from the heavy iron, big iron stuff to more lighter infrastructure, but it still is in a macro architecture network design. So that's a great lead into the next thing. What's the thing beyond that? And so as we look at small cell architectures, Powerwave has been leading that effort for the last couple of years with our inside-out solution strategy. And we announced last year, if you recall, the first prototypes of our LTE picocell. I'm happy to announce we're actually shipping these picocells right now. We have 2 major military customers who are buying the product, who are deploying it, and we're in major trials with all the major operator customers. This is our 4G LTE ultra broadband picocell. It has both an LTE radio, but also an unlicensed Wi-Fi 802.11n, so LTE and Wi-Fi in one, all integrated. As we recall, no rabbit ear antenna, no external net components, everything is integrated, very high performance, 100 megabits on LTE, 300 megabits on Wi-Fi. And what we're showing this year, the new extension to this is, it also has wireless backhaul integrated with it now. So we have a 60 gigahertz, 1 gigabit link that connects this. So when you think about this deployment, what some of the questions kept asking us to, it's good to have fiber interface and Ethernet, but what if I don't have fiber? So now we have what we call wireless fiber.